Well, hello everybody, this is Fracture, and I welcome you to Let's Play Divine Divinity on the PC. This is actually not really part of the Let's Play. I just finished recording about an hour worth of Let's Play. I was about to post it, and for some reason, Fraps recorded it without sound. Any sound of any kind, even the game music, my mic, everything was quiet. I quit Fraps, restarted it, and it obviously, as you can hear, is recording fine. I was very disappointed for a few seconds, and then I realized, you know, it doesn't really matter. You guys didn't miss out on an awful lot. Actually, probably you're better off for it. Let's just take a review of what I did, so you can see what happened. I believe I ended the last video down here somewhere. So what I decided to do is I walked into this area and uncovered this. There's two things down here. There's a mining shaft to the orc camp, which might be worth visiting, and of course there's this barrack. So I uncovered the map for the whole area here. Nothing of interest. Nobody sells anything of any real value there. Then I believe I walked north, and I can't remember which order I did it in. At some point as I was walking north, I decided to hit the market again, upgrade a few pieces of armor, and I'll show you what I did there. I remember though, before I did any of that, this is where I had started the Let's Play. I ran into the Abbey. I knew I'd be killed if I stayed. I ran in long enough to click on the transporter and teleport myself out of there. So the Cursed Abbey teleporter is now active. So that will be very good for later. After I gain a few levels, I can pop right back there, clean out the Abbey, and we'll be laughing. Then I went to the market. I upgraded my boots, my belt, and my gloves, I believe. So we're good there. We unloaded a bunch of stuff back at house, so I threw a lot of my junk inventory back into my chest that I have in the house here. Then we tried to go into this area. This is a church, and you can see that's where I'm standing right now. We cleaned out this area. We have the owner of the graveyard is here. He owns this, what I thought was the graveyard, and he calls it a graveyard, but this front gate says Castle Gate. That's, I'm thinking, an editing bug. They probably grabbed the gate from a castle and forgot to rename it. This certainly appears to be a graveyard. There's graves and whatnot. Although there is one building just peeking out at the top up here, so there might be some large building in there. And of course we can't see it. Another teleporter we uncovered. And I killed a random mob right about here, and I picked up a very nice shield that I was too weak to hold, but it was a +1 to lockpick and a knight shield, so a really big shield. Cleaned out this area, killed random mobs. Tried to go into this church. This is a large sort of cathedral church, and it is bugged. When you walk through the door, the characters are spinning on the spot really fast, which is a not unfrequent bug in this game. I've seen it with vendors. You walk in on a vendor and he's just standing on one spot spinning as fast as the graphics will let him. If you can get in there and click on him quick enough, he'll stop spinning and start talking to you. In this case though, it's a cutscene, and they just continue to spin. The cutscene tries to play out, but as soon as they're supposed to do something, that's it. The cutscene locks up and they just stand there and spin until the game crashes. Not a huge deal. I might actually show it to you in this little side video that I'm doing. What I'm going to do now is show you what I picked up. I did gain a level. I just gained a level, as you can see. That's where I ended the Let's Play. So let's take a look at what I gained. I added, as always, 3, 1, 1. So we have 55 strength now, which we needed to hold that shield that I just found. Then, when we go to my inventory, we found this nice shield, very strong royal shield of the locksmith. So it's armor 290, which is fantastic. The last shield I had was 110, plus 30% chance of absorbing damage, and lockpick +1, which is great. Randomly, I found a +1 to something that I actually use. Of course, we already had this. I bought these standard chain gloves. They have +5 resistance. I had these in my chest, so I threw these on. +4 to Constitution, +37 to Magic. Not that useful, but the magic kind of helpful. I'm using it to heal myself occasionally now, so a little bit of plus to magic doesn't hurt. I bought these chain boots, plus 30 to vitality is pretty nice, but I bought them more for the armor. And of course, I had a rag around my waist, so I went and bought a belt, and that's plus 160 to armor. Everything else is the same, I believe. I don't recall buying anything else. And for skills, I went through and I was having trouble deciding, should I throw one into identify. I decided I'd probably get a couple of freebies in the game, so let's leave this at 3 for now. If I find something that I desperately want to identify, I can take it to a vendor after all. I can't go into the next level of alchemy until level 21, and this is already pretty good. I can use normal potions already. These, I couldn't level up any of my standard stuff yet, just because of the level I'm at. And I decided I wasn't going to throw another item into stun. So, finally, I've thrown 1 point into enchant weapon, and we haven't tried using that yet. I don't know if level 1 enchant means you can only enchant level 1 enchant items, or if it means if you have a level 3 enchant, you can only put level 1 enchants into it. I don't know how it works. We'll find out in the next Let's Play. I'm not going to continue this Let's Play. I think as a closing remark, what I'll do is I'll walk into the Abbey and just see if it's still bugged, so you can see what I was talking about. So I'll save here, and again, I call it an Abbey. I don't think it is. The Abbey is south of here. Yeah, see, this is what they're doing, spinning on the spot, and then as soon as they try to do this, presumably that's supposed to kill the guy, but he's so busy spinning on the spot, nothing happens, and that's it. So I reload. If I hadn't reloaded, if I waited a bit longer, the game would crash. Probably exceed some counter or something, trying to count how many degrees off north those guys are, or something like that. Anyway, so that's where we stand. We have this quest line is bugged. It's not a game killer. There's so many quest lines in this game. Even if this whole quest line is bugged, you just move on. Excuse me for a second, I got a cough. Sorry about that. So yes, it's disappointing. I don't see any way around it. I'll read around on the internet, see if there's a fix for it. Probably not. So we may have lost a quest line because of that. Shit happens, move on, go play some other quest lines. I don't think it's part of the critical quest line. I will check that on the internet to make sure we're not breaking one of the very few major quest lines through the game. And that's it. That's it for this Let's Play. So I'm just kind of filling you in on the previous hour that you guys don't get to watch. I probably won't release another one today. I don't think I'm going to play for another hour. But that should bring you up to date for the next one. And, as always, I thank you for watching, I thank you for listening, and I encourage you to leave comments, suggestions, or infantile abuse, and I promise I read it all. And if you like my Let's Plays, don't forget to subscribe to my channel or give me the thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one, hopefully with sound. Yeah, cool, eh? Come here, Mr. Watson, I can hear you, or whatever he said. Alright, cheers guys, we'll see you in the next game. Well, would you look at that, I am back already. Now, GOG.com had a more recent version of Divine Divinity than I had. I had it from way back and installed an older version. So I looked on their support forum, and sure enough, there was discussions of the Abbey crash and some of the other crashes. GOG patched them. So apparently, when I walk through this door, this might work. We will soon find out. The downside of GOG is that they don't have a patch installer, so to install a patch, you essentially uninstall your copy of the game and install a brand new copy. In this case, that's a 1.5 gig download. Luckily, I have quite good bandwidth, so it only took 20 minutes or so. You have to remember to save games, and on Windows 7 it installs in program files, and Windows 7 security doesn't allow programs to write to the program files directory, so you have to mess around with the security and whatnot. Either that, or when you install GOG games, change the default install location to, say, public games, because the game will be allowed to write its save games and stuff like that. For me, I installed it in programs, and then I basically gave everybody full rights to the whole Divine Divinity subfolder. Anyway, very too technical. The gist of this is what is going to happen when I walk through this door, I guess. And the other thing that I might try now that I have a patch version is recording in 30 frames a second again. I'm recording in 15, but nobody's complained, and the file sizes are smaller, so I might leave it that way. Well, let's see. Here's the big test. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, that answers that question. I'm not going to continue at this point, but we know the patch was successful. GOG, you need to get yourself an installer, but, you know, I'm not complaining considering you're supporting 5 and 10-year-old games with patches. Good on you guys. And for $9, you know, come on. What a deal. Alright, so the next Let's Play will start with that opening scene again, and we'll see you next time, guys. I won't repeat my goodbye because I'm just going to tack this little bit of a video on the previous one I recorded. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next time.